Was the next verse you recorded the one on Earl's album, or was there
Yep.
anything in the middle of
Nope.
2013? So, what's the story behind that? Because that song, that verse is like one of the most like emotion-filled rap verses just in general, like of the
Yeah,
past 5 years.
that shit definitely damn, in the past 5 years?
Yeah, bro. That was 2015. It's 2020
Damn.
now. Still, that verse sticks with me.
Fuck. Um Shit, that shit stick with me too, bro. Like, to be honest, like so like everybody Tebe talked about the story in the interview,
Hmm.
but I pretty much we went to the studio. It was the same type of thing as on Wolf. Tebe was like, I need you on my album, blah blah blah. I'm like, for sure, it's my brother. I like stay at this nigga house all the time, like we hang out, like it's my brother. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, just let me know, cause like I said, I'm on go, like
Right.
for whatever,
You're just
like
ready for it.
yeah. So um, so then it's pretty much like, my bad.
No, dude, go for it,
That's the
please.
first blunt ever smoked in here.
Yeah, I might need to actually put a lid on that cup and then frame it and put it on the wall somewhere.
All right,
I might need you to sign that cup.
I got you. It's art. Uh,
You don't have to clean that right now. It's
nah,
fine.
it's just I made the mess. I cleaned it up.
Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. So we in the studio. The beat was more upbeat at first, and
Mm.
it was like it had like this like it had like a whole different bounce, and I had a little verse written, and it's crazy because like the first verse, the verse, this probably the lamest shit, but this shit really blew my mind. The first verse that I had, and I'm not even saying like I didn't even record it, like I literally just wrote that shit down. That shit was in like the notes of my like iPod, because I had a cracked iPod that was my phone for a long ass time.
Damn.
But um that shit was like along the lines of Kendrick Lamar's DNA, like kind of like how I started my verse off. But like that I always think like that's the lamest shit, but I believe in like the thought cloud. So I'm like, damn, like that great minds think alike shit, all that shit. Like, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, and that shit came out like after. So I
Oh,
was just,
really?
yeah, like Kendrick Lamar's DNA came out like after,
Okay.
and I was like, damn, like I wish that I could find that fucking phone so I could, cause I was just like, damn, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's like we made the same. It's not nothing like that.
It-
It's
but
just like we was
was it like
close,
the same
and to
lyrics?
be
Like
that,
I got.
it was just it was like a similar like pocket
Hmm.
in the on the other beat, but the beats was totally different. And but it just it felt good to know like, damn, I was almost in this lane. Like
Yeah. Right.
I almost had that same little shit as Kendrick. Like, what the fuck? Like that
That's
shit kind of
crazy.
blew my mind, bro. But so then Tebe started fucking with the beat. He started remaking it a little bit, and that's when it started getting to the DNA beat that is on I Don't Like
Hmm.
Shit, I Don't Go Outside. And so we in the studio, and I'm just in there smoking, chilling, and we laughing and shit. And the homie hit me up, and he like, bro, he's like, bro, I just ate some ass, blah blah blah. Like, what you doing? I'm like, nigga, you got some more? He said, yeah, I got one tab left. I'm like, well, pull up to the studio, nigga, come on. So he pulled up to the studio, and like we waited for him, we chilling, he fucking with the beat, we like freestyling type shit, like regular studio shit. Um, so Tabe making the beat. By the time the bro Amos get to the studio, the beat kind of like forming more.
Hmm.
It's like darker tone, and he pull up. He give me the shit. I eat it, and literally like 5 minutes later, like as soon as I started to kind of feel it a little bit, the homie text my phone, and he was like, pretty much like one of my friends, like my very first friend, my very first friend. They was both brothers. Not was like they are both brothers, but they lived across the street from me. So this is when I lived at my mom's house before I ever left my block and shit like that. Like
Hmm.
I would go over to their house and we'll play video games. We'll fucking go to like the store and run around,
Right.
little box in the
Right.
yard, all kind of shit. Like we was just like we was pretty like we wasn't bad, but we was like kind of getting there. Like we was kind of getting there, but then they moved. Um. So yeah, he was in a, he got shot and mm, he was like in the hospital for a while. So yeah, I guess like at that time, that was his time. Like, but at the same time we was in the studio, like, so I'm like, what the fuck? So then the homie called me. He like, yeah, like just right now, blah blah blah. I'm like, fuck, like, so I'm tripping and like, I'm just double tripping. So I'm just sitting here like, I'm like, fuck, like I don't know how to feel, huh? But like, but so first I just was quiet. I couldn't say nothing. I was just thinking. I was like kind of crying. Then I would laugh because I was thinking about funny shit.
Mm.
And then also like acid be making you laugh sometimes, like, cause you feel like jittery. Like, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, my moods is like like I wasn't like having a bad trip or nothing, but I was just so like in my mind and going from this place to this place to this place to this place, and I'm like fuck. And I called his mom, and that shit like kind of hurt, but it was like she sounded kind of, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. That shit kind of difficult. Like, but I felt like before anything, I had to do that. So that I did that. That shit was tough, but his mom is a fucking trooper. Like the shit she told me on the phone, I was just like that shit was crazy. Like, yeah. But then I sat back down. I was going through it some more, like on the same like mood swing type shit, like laughing at jokes that the niggas is
Mm.
saying, and also like thinking and just I was just sitting there tripping, just looking at the wall spin and breathe, and just looking at the carpet, thinking. And then I look at this nigga Tebe, and I just remember this so vividly. I looked at him, I was like kind of crying and smiling at the same time, cause like it was like my shit was like my eyes was like watery, and I was like, bro, like I just don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. And this nigga looked at me dead in my eyes and was like, and it's as like corny and fucking like Hallmark as this moment seems, this nigga looks at me dead in my eyes and says, "Right about it, bro." I'm
Damn.
like, so I'm like, all right.
Wow.
So then I sit down and I start like going through the thoughts, and I really, I was fucked up at the beginning, and then I reached the end of it, and I was like, damn, it's more like touching, and I got to like express my feelings not through anger, not like through miscommunication. Like I got to literally just like from point A to point B, like lay out what I want to say to my friend, like, or what I want to say to, like, you know, how I feel about the situation. And that was like the first thing that like got me, like, when I made that song, I was like, I want to make more songs, cause what that did for me was so much more than just like, it was just crazy,
Like it wasn't just, oh, we're having fun in the studio. This is like a spiritual experience of
yeah.
like,
And it's like a
whoa.
connect. It's something that like I still listen to that song to this day, like, and I really like it comforts me,
Hmm.
you know. And then I also know that other people relate in different situations, and it comforts them.
Right.
And
Right.
that's what really makes me like, okay, cool, not cool, but like that's important to me. You know, emotion and feeling is important to me. Those things, they
Be-
go a long way.
because it seems like it was after that point that you decided to more seriously pursue music. Were you like,
Well, after that, I went on tour with
right,
Tebe.
right,
So we toured that album, and I was his hype man.
hmm,
And then Like, and this time, like, I went pro on that tour.